The Cultural and Creative Industries Federation of South Africa will be marching today to voice their concerns over the Copyright Amendment Bill. Now, the artists are raising issues with compensation and the lack of proper protection from their work. The bill is at its final stages before it gets the nod from President Cyril Ramaphosa. Our reporter Theo Mashela is with them and he joins me now. Theo, what's the latest you can tell us there?
Well, as you can see behind me, a group of artists have gathered right now this morning, all in the contesting the president signing the Copyright Amendment Bill. And what they are saying is that they are contesting the fair use clause, which is basically meaning that people can use artists' work without payment or remuneration. But just to get more clarity on that, I do have a legal practitioner with me here who is Chola Mahamate. Chola, can you please clarify just for the viewers what exactly they are contesting in terms of the bill?
Okay. Good morning. I think the issue that we have here is that the bill is introducing very broad exceptions to copyright. So essentially what happens is that when you have copyright in a work, you can allow others to do certain things with your work, but they must pay you and they must ask for your permission. The current Copyright Act, which does need to be amended, provides for exceptions to this rule that are called fair dealing. And these are a closed list of circumstances where nobody can ask for or necessarily ask for your permission to use your work without compensation. What fair use does is that it creates a situation where someone can use your work without your permission, without compensating you, and then claim fair use as a defense for the copyright infringement, which will mean that these people over here, if somebody uses their works without their permission and doesn't pay them, and they claim copyright infringement, the infringer will they will have to take the infringer to court. And then if they take them to court, the most that they can get is what they would have gotten had they been paid in the first place. Okay.
So from here on, so I understand there's a memorandum that was written. Who are we going to submit this memorandum to?
We are going to march to the legislature and then we're going to submit the memorandum to a member of the NEC of the ANC.
Yes. And what are we hoping for? What are the results that we are hoping for, or what are we hoping to hear today from the legislature?
So I think firstly they must accept the memorandum, and I think they must look at the content of the memorandum. We've put in some demands in there. The first one is that they must separate the Copyright Amendment Bill and the Performance Protection Amendment Bill. The second one is that they must look at the issues that were raised by stakeholders in the provincial negotiating process. The third is that they must reject the bill in its current form. And the fourth is really that they must engage stakeholders properly in all the provinces, in all the sectors, so that we can get an appropriate bill that's fit for purpose.
Thank you very much. That's Chola Mahamate there, who is a legal practitioner in this field, Copyright Act. And now what she's saying here is that we are going to march with this group of artists to legislature, and they have a memorandum that they are going to submit there with a couple of demands. But one of the biggest demands that they have is the fact that the president needs to reject signing the bill in its current form. And what they are saying is that they need to revise the bill and make sure that the clause, like the fair use clause, for instance, is revised and or rather removed, Chola said, from the bill, and then they make the bill more for more representation for the artists themselves. Now, this is the first group of artists that is gathering today that we are looking at. But from what I understand is that there's transportation that is collecting even more people to come gather here before the march actually commences. So this group will then march to legislature and submit the memorandum. And the outcome that they are hoping for is that legislature will take you're hoping that the legislature will actually take the memorandum, go back and revise the bill accordingly. And I've seen a couple of prominent artists such as Messi Pakela arriving here, and we are expecting even more prominent artists to also join the march. And from what I understand, even the certain groups such as the Zion Church will be also here, also marching together with the artists in solidarity to get this bill amended. We will be just following the march throughout the day and finding out exactly what is going to transpire when we get to legislature.
Thank you so much for that update, Theodore Mashele. That's our eNCA reporter, of course. That march taking place, the artists in South Africa taking to the streets in opposition to the Copyright Amendment Bill. They want the fair use part of that, of course, to be separated from that amendment bill so that artists can get what's due to them. Otherwise, their work will just be used continuously without them getting any compensation for it, which, of course, doesn't make any sense.